The sages tell us that before Jacob, Yaakov obeyed his parents' command to go to his uncle Lavan's house to try to find a wife. He took a break, a long break. He studied for 14 years in the yeshiva of Shem, the son of Noah. This week's Torah portion begins after those 14 years. He puts his head down to go to sleep. That's significant because the sages explain that while he was studying in yeshiva for 14 years, he didn't sleep. He was studying day and night. But now he goes to sleep and he dreams his famous dream of the ladder, reaching from the earth all the way up to heaven. I heard a beautiful explanation of the lesson that Yaakov was supposed to and did take from the ladder dream as follows. If you look all the way up to the top, or you try to look up to the top of a ladder that stretches from the earth all the way to heaven, you're going to get discouraged. You're going to get despondent. You're going to say, how could I possibly scale those spiritual heights? And you give up. Instead, the lesson for him was, don't look up. Just look at the next rung above you. Grab one rung, then the next one, then the next one. And that's how you'll grow spiritually. And indeed, we're told that during the 20 years of back-breaking work that he did for his uncle, Yaakov did not have time to study the way he did in yeshiva. So instead, he just said Tehillim, Psalms, with whatever small periods of time that he had. That's how he was able to keep growing. By analogy, a rabbi once explained, if you're a homeowner, you have your meal in the proper order. You start with the fish, then the salad, then the soup, then the meat, then dessert. But if you're a beggar, going door to door looking for a handout, whatever they give you, you take. You knock on the first door and they're up to dessert, you take dessert. The next home's up to the soup, take the soup. You don't have the luxury of choosing the right order. Many years ago, I was in Manhattan. I was walking into a store to go buy a drink, and I was detained by a poor fellow. Looked like he was homeless, and he said, I'm so hungry, could you buy me a bag of potato chips? How could I say no to that? I said, sure. So I walked in, grabbed a bag of potato chips off the shelf, and I heard a rapping, and I look up, and I see he's knocking on the glass, looking at me, and he's frantically pointing further down the shelf. And I read his lips, he's saying, I like the ridges. So I put down the bag that I had chosen, went and got him a bag with the ridges, bought it for him, handed it to him, and somehow resisted the urge to tell him, beggars can't really be choosers. We're beggars. We can't be choosers. We've got to grab whatever little time we have during our packed schedules, in between meetings, in between carpools, during commutes. Watch a video. Study a Jewish text. Listen to a class. Say a prayer. Grab whatever time you can. And Yaakov shows after the dream that he got this message. Because unlike his father and his grandfather, who built an altar to God, he just takes a stone and pours some oil on it. Why? Because that's all he had available. Whatever he had available, he made use of to take it from physical to the spiritual. And that's what we've got to do. Grab those spare moments, those in-between times, an hour here, a half hour here, 15 minutes here, 5 minutes there, a minute here, and use it rung by rung to climb that stairway to heaven.